ready for your first pumpkin spice latte?
But it's hot. I thought that it was cold.
You can get them iced, but it's an autumn thing, you know?
I'm scared to burn my mouth. It doesn't feel rich as I thought before. It's like more watery. And it tastes like a very sweet latte macchiato. It's not bad, but it's nothing that is, oh wow, I look forward to drink this.
So, fun fact about me, I am sort of obsessed with pumpkin everything. I love it all, from pumpkin spice lattes to pumpkin pie to pumpkin spice Cheerios. That's why we have a Thanksgiving tradition that is deeply embarrassing for Ava and deeply amusing for me.
Until today, we didn't tell about this.
Yes, this is Ava's secret.
Yes, because I was very worried.
That they would take your Italian citizenship away. The tradition is that every Thanksgiving, we ruin a traditional Italian dessert by pumpkinifying it.
The first one was
Cannoli. Yeah, it started a couple years ago. I begged Ava, I said, please this year, can you make pumpkin cannoli? And because she loves me so much, she gritted her teeth and suffered through making pumpkin cannoli, and they were not good.
No, they were disgusting.
They were, I gotta say, they were not great. And Ava made also normal cannoli, which were gone like that, and nobody touched the pumpkin cannoli. Last year, what did we do? Oh, you worked with our good friend Juan, shout out to him. He's an amazing baker, and Lord knows he did his best to try and help you make this a success, but even he couldn't save you. Ava made a Zuppa miso. Zucca means pumpkin in Italian, so a pumpkin tiramisu. That was
bad.
Worse than the cannoli. So now this is developing into sort of a tradition, and we've been debating for months which dessert was going to be our candidate for ruining this Thanksgiving. So we thought that we would try to make 3 of our top ideas. You can help us decide which of them is the best contender to make this year. And also, if you have any of your own ideas as we go, please let us know. All of the desserts we're pumpkinifying today are desserts that we've cooked before. So if you want to learn more about how to make the normal traditional version, we'll put the links to the videos below. So are you ready to destroy your culture and heritage with pumpkin?
No, but yes.
I'm just waiting for Vincenzo to have like a brain aneurysm from this video. His head's just gonna explode. He's not gonna know what to do. My idea is to make a pumpkin panacotta. The reason that I've chosen pumpkin panacotta is because, wait, are any Italians listening? Ava hates panacotta.
Yes. If there isn't an Italian dessert that I can't handle, is panna cotta. So the panna cotta, that actually means cooked cream, is just a brick of cooked cream with some gelatin on it. And because it sounds pretty disgusting like it is, they try to make it a little bit better with a topping. Usually the 3 most used topping are berries in general, can be strawberries, blueberries, I don't know, we call them frutti di bosco. It can be Nutella or chocolate, it can be caramel. Does all these 3 help the panna cotta to taste better? No.
Well, maybe pumpkin will.
To make the panna cotta, the fundamental part is to thicken your cream. You do this using a gelatin, a normal gelatin that you can find in every grocery shop. Today I'm going to use what I brought back from Italy, that is this. This is a normal gelatin, but is in sheets. And what you need to do is soak this in water.
Is there some advantage to using that kind of gelatin?
I don't know, this is what we have in Italy, so I use this. This is cream, milk, and sugar.
At what point are you gonna add the critical ingredient of pumpkin spice?
What is pumpkin spice?
I think it's like cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, cloves, that kind of stuff.
It doesn't smell bad. I know that a lot of you will criticize me because I'm going to use canned pumpkin. But it's not my fault, it's his fault. And he said to me that I need to use this one, Libby's.
Libby's has their own pumpkin like species that they have genetically modified and created, and it's unique and no other pumpkin has that flavor, and that's the pumpkin of my dreams, is Libby's.
If it was for me, I would choose another way.
And you would have a worse pumpkin panacotta?
Or maybe better. I'm already not a big fan of panacotta, but like that, 0. 0, 0, 0. When it starts to simmer again, I add the gelatin. While our panacotta is set, so we need to make a topping for the panacotta because without topping, a panacotta doesn't taste. And this time I'm going to do a very simple topping using just some cream and some dark chocolate. Also, I'm going to add some pistachio. Why not? It tastes good with pumpkin.
Does it?
I don't know. We will discover together.
Okay, I guess it's time to see what pumpkin pistachio panacotta tastes like.
This can be one of my worst nightmares because I don't like panacotta. I'm not a big fan of pumpkin dessert, so for me this can be a nightmare.
Well, there's only one way to find out. Buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
I'm not sure what that laugh is.
I don't like panacotta. I don't like pumpkin, but together they're amazing.
You like this?
I love it.
The only thing that's a little odd to me is the chocolate and pumpkin combination. That's sort of weird to me, but it's not bad, it's good. I just don't think I've ever had a pumpkin chocolatey dessert. Am I forgetting something obvious and stupid?
I could eat it every day.
I'm amazed you took a second bite. I'll be honest, I mostly chose panacotta just to kind of troll you, but this is a surprisingly good. We are actually off to a good start, which has me looking forward to the other desserts we're gonna try. But first, a quick word from today's video sponsor. As you could probably tell, Ava and I don't really go out for pumpkin spice lattes a ton, but coffee is really important to us. We make it at home every day. That's why we're excited to learn about today's sponsor, Trade Coffee. It's a subscription service where they ship you curated coffee selections that are picked just for you. It's delivered right to your door, when and how you want it. We knew we were off to a great start when one of the options when it asked you how you like to make your coffee was a mocha pot. They use a little bit of art, a little bit of science, and even a little bit of machine learning to help pair you to the coffees that you're sure to love. They've partnered with over 55 of the best roasters across the country, so you get the best right at your doorstep. Your coffee is roasted to order and delivered exactly when you need it. There are even a few different ways you can enjoy Trade. You can sign up for a subscription, or if you just want to give it a shot, try one of their starter packs. We always struggle to find coffee that we really like at just our local grocery store, so it's really nice having a service where it just arrives when you need it and you don't have to worry about it again. Trade is offering our viewers a free bag of coffee with a subscription sign up. Just visit drinktrade.com/pastagrammar and you will get a free bag of coffee with your subscription. A big thank you to Trade for sponsoring today's video. The only reason that we had this idea was because the name is too good. So the dessert that we're going to, hopefully not, ruin is a Zuppa inglese, which of course means we're gonna make Zucca inglese. It's great. It's great.
The zuppa inglese,
It's like a layer, what do they call it? Like a trifle?
the cousin of the tiramisu. Then it's made with layer of sponge cake, al kermes, that is this purple Italian liqueur, normal custard, chocolate custard, and on top some cocoa powder.
I'm very curious to see how you're gonna pump in some pumpkin on this one.
The pumpkin flavor for our zucca inglese comes from a custard made with pumpkin. So more or less is the classical custard recipe with some pumpkin in and pumpkin spice. Like as a normal zuppa inglese, I'm going to make the custard for my zuppa inglese, half of it a little bit chocolate. This is a normal sponge cake that I'm going to use for my zucca inglese. And because I'm doing a zucca inglese, I flavor my sponge cake with pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice, so it's more pumpkin.
So this is just the same recipe that you would make for a traditional zuppa inglese, but with pumpkin spice. That's the only difference?
Sì, instead of adding lemon zest or vanilla flavor, I just add pumpkin spice. The sponge cake should be a little bit more dry. So I always suggest to do it at least 1 day in advance. When we made zuppa inglese in Italy, as you know, I used al kermes to wet my sponge cake. And a lot of people told me that in America, instead of al kermes, that is very expensive, I can use fireball. I think that this fireball can work. It's pretty disgusting, but also al kermes is pretty disgusting.
You definitely lose out on the beautiful color of the alchemist.
Yes, but we have the orange of the pumpkin custard.
That is the best looking zucca inglese I've ever seen, Ava.
Yes, also because it should be the first zucca inglese, maybe also the last.
I'm really struggling to imagine what it's going to taste like. I can't quite picture it yet.
Or it will be a surprise like the first one.
Could be.
Or it will be disgusting. Nothing in between.
Why are those the only two options? Maybe it's meh. Now, one test with this, of course, is gonna be like a good zuppa inglese. Hopefully this isn't too soupy. Nope, it's pretty solid. Doesn't look too bad. Buon appetito.
Buon appetito. It's bad.
It's not great.
No, it's bad. I can taste too much the alcoholic of the liqueur.
I think Fireball is much stronger than Alchemist Beyond that though, because that's a solvable problem, you could use less or water it down or use a different liquid, whatever. Something about the custard, it just doesn't work. I'm struggling to put my finger on why, because I love pumpkin pie filling, which is dairy and pumpkin, and the pumpkin panacotta worked really well, which is dairy and pumpkin. But something about a pumpkin custard, I can't explain it. It's just weird.
With the cream, it goes well because it's more fatty than just milk.
Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah, because in a pumpkin pie filling, you use usually condensed milk or heavy cream. Yeah, you're right. It's just milky pumpkin.
So you miss that richness that you have with the pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Maybe if someone wants to improve it.
If you made a custard that was more with a heavier cream or something like that.
Maybe, yes, more cream. Maybe you can do also 50-50.
Or maybe just make the panna cotta.
Yes.
The third and final pumpkin dessert we're making today is Ava's idea.
It's my idea because in my opinion it will work very well. We made recently a video on apple strudel. Apple is a full ingredient, pumpkin is a full ingredient. They are sweet by themselves. If apples will work in a strudel, Zuppa can work in a strudel too.
Your apple strudel ruined apple pie for me.
Which means that
You better not ruin pumpkin pie for me. It's my favorite dessert. Don't you dare ruin pumpkin pie for me.
challenge accepted. I'm making a normal strudel dough, which means flour, a little bit of salt, vegetable oil, and water.
But why make it normal when you can pumpkin spice it?
Okay, the smell of this dough is a very good smell. The strudel that I made before was a normal apple strudel, but this time I need to make some adjustment because I'm not going to use apple. And I'm going to use pecan nuts, orange marmalade. This is blood orange, but if you don't have blood orange, you have another orange marmalade, orange jam, it will work. Also some dates. I'm going to use rosemary and obvious pumpkin spice. I add the dates to the raisin. You need to soak the raisin, also in a normal strudel. And usually you use warm water. But because this time I want to give a more Thanksgiving taste, more spice taste, I'm going to soak them not in warm water, but with this one.
Yes, nothing says a good old family Thanksgiving like Fireball. What would Thanksgiving be without a bucket of Fireball on the table? Grandma's favorite, Fireball.
Are you making the commercial of Fireball, Harper?
What are you grateful for this year? Fireball.
Harper, can I soak dates and raisins?
Yes, I promise we are not paid by Fireball. If Fireball wants to sponsor us.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Harper, I know how much you love your libis, but for this recipe it doesn't really work. So I'm so sorry, but I'm going to use this one.
That's not a pumpkin.
Oh, look, in Italy we don't have this difference between a squash and pumpkin.
No, that's a squash. It's not a pumpkin.
In Italy we call this zucca, and we call the pumpkin zucca.
I will reluctantly allow it because I'm guessing you didn't think to buy a pumpkin. Are you doing anything differently with the pumpkin than you would with apples in terms of cooking them?
Yes, I had some butter because the apple, they release the water. The squash, not really. So I need something to cook the squash a little bit. We need the squash a little bit softer, not completely cooked because then it will cook in the oven, but a little bit soft. Like a normal apple strudel, I'm going to add sugar to taste. But in this case, because the squash isn't so sweet like the apple, I'm going to add a little bit more.
I'm starting to think that you really like Fireball.
No, I don't like, but it works.
Sure.
The first thing that I'm going to do is spread some orange marmalade all around. Just like a normal strudel, I'm going to crush some amaretti cookies.
Well, if I didn't know any better, I'd just think it was a normal strudel. Well, this was supposed to be 3 pumpkin desserts. We've broadened the definition a little bit here.
I'm so sorry, I need someone to explain me why the butternut squash isn't a pumpkin.
Apple is a fruit, right?
See?
But is fruit an apple?
So now you explain me why in Italy for us is all zucca.
Because you don't have pumpkins. You just have squash. You don't have any pumpkins. That's why. Of course you don't have a word for it. You don't have pumpkins. Ooh. Oh, it smells really good. Buon appetito. Okay. All right. I see what you did there.
If it's not there with the apple strudel, it's maybe up.
This is extraordinarily good. Super rich, super delicious. The rosemary gives it that slight savory bite that's really nice. It's incredibly yummy. I have one criticism, which is that it doesn't taste like pumpkin at all.
And maybe that's why it's good.
It does taste like squash, but I think if you made this with like sugar pumpkin, a pie pumpkin, for instance, I think it would work just as well.
Also the liqueur.
I know, what is it called?
Fireball.
Fireball, thank you. The fireball works really well in this.
Yes, because at the end the alcohol just evaporates and just the cinnamon taste.
Yeah, this deserves maybe like a dedicated recipe. One thing is very clear about our Thanksgiving. Obviously, we're gonna make zucca inglese. No, for real, I'm pretty sure that there will be this on our Thanksgiving table this year. Maybe a pumpkin panacotta, but let us know down in the comments below which of these you think could be the best, and if you have any ideas on how to improve them. Before we go, a quick shout out to a pasta grammarian who made an amazing looking strudel.
But maybe we can challenge him.
Try a pumpkin squash strudel next. All right, guys, if you're American like me, happy Thanksgiving.
Buon ringraziamento!
We'll see you guys next time.
Ciao!
How big do you think you could make a strudel? Like, it'd be amazing if there was one that was like as long as our dining room table. And it's like one of those sort of like Subway sandwiches. It's like 6 feet long.
Mangia,
and everyone
mangia.
can just reach over and cut a slice and take one.
Buon appetito, Albert.
Appetito.